It's very interesting to me that a very reputable, well-known, popular Nigerian newspaper will carry such a dangerous news like that.
I feel like if they had gotten that story or a wind of that story, reached out to their government to confirm, we would not even have it in the news at all.
Fake news, fake news, fake news. Guys, we need to be careful about fake news. This is Trending Stories. My name is Ade Oyeyipo.
And my name is Modupe Jacobs. Welcome to Trending Stories.
Now, I found this news that I really thought that we really need to speak about on Trending Stories, because it's actually a fake news that really went far and is a very dangerous fake news.
Yeah, it is.
Now, a Nigerian national newspaper, a very popular, well-known, reputable national newspaper in this country reportedly took the news that China has reportedly opened police stations in Nigeria and in over 20 countries in Europe, the America, Asia, and Africa. So then they were saying that so China has now launched its police station in Nigeria and things like this. Now, a couple hours after, the national newspaper that took this news then reported that apparently the Chinese national government, the Chinese ambassadors in Nigeria reached out to them that that story is not true, that it's not true, that they're not allowed to do things like that. And it's very interesting to me that a very reputable, well-known, popular Nigerian newspaper will carry such a dangerous news like that, considering that a lot of citizens, there's already like this enmity between the Chinese living in Nigeria and Nigerians. There's a lot of conversation about post-colonization, a lot of the conversation of the Chinese government or Chinese nationals coming into this country to milk Nigeria of what it has and going back to China. And then this kind of news can fuel hate speech. This kind of news can fuel hate between two races, and in this particular context is the Chinese nationals and the Nigerian local citizens. So it's just very amazing to me that a very reputable newspaper will carry such a dangerous news as fake news.
I mean, we already have a lot to do with when it comes to citizen journalism, and we are trying to curb that as much as possible. I know the government has tried to put some regulations in place when it comes to social media news reporting, so to say, ensuring that you are sure when you are trying to be an eyewitness report to certain things. We have that to deal with. So like you said, it is quite alarming that a popular Nigerian newspaper would bring that kind of news without doing due diligence. I feel like if they had gotten that story or a wind of that story, reached out to their government to confirm, we would not even have it in the news at all.
Proper journalism.
Exactly. So I feel like we should all do due diligence when we catch wind of a particular story before writing a piece on it and putting it out there for the public. We should have at the back of our mind that we are the gatekeepers, and whatever it is that we put out there is going to affect the citizens of the country.
And as media institutions, we also owe it. We also owe it to our citizens. We also owe it to our viewers, to our listeners, to do due diligence before we take any story. This is all that we'll be taking on Trending Stories today. Goodbye.